with information from the mouths of the candidates about what they see as important in Dodge City. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes to respond to the alternating questions asked by either myself or Ashley Graves on the Times. The sequence begins alphabetically. Leah Bowling, sitting in the back, interim president of the chamber, will be our timekeeper, holding up signs that will indicate how much time is remaining. A bell will sound at the point when the time has expired. At the conclusion of the questions, each candidate will be given 2 minutes to provide a closing statement. The order was established by a drawing prior to our start. So now let's begin with our first question. And the first question goes to our mayor. Why do you want to be mayor of Dodge City?
Why do I want to be mayor of Dodge City? I'm going to be real honest, that's a question I've asked myself a couple of times lately. And it comes down to the fact that I love Dodge City. I know what's best for Dodge City. The council and I have come a long way this 4 years, and I would like to continue with a lot of our projects. And we want to take it slow and steady and keep things going in the right direction. Thank you.
The reason I want to be mayor of Dodge City is I believe I can really make a difference on the town. I've lived here my whole life. Most everybody's kin folks down here. We're a big family anyway. I just want us all to be closer and closer together. I want us to do what we can update the road systems and just better Dodge City as a whole. Well, we know. Thank you.
Do you believe that a proposal to rework the sales tax distribution formula in Coleman County will help or hurt Dodge City?
Speaker to Mr. McDonald.
If we could get the money, I believe it would, but I'm just so optimistic about it. I hope it does. I hope we get it. The only time will tell. Thank you.
The sales tax formula, I believe in it. I brought it before the council, and the council passed a resolution asking for it. Not in the formula that's being handed about, but in the formula that will work for everybody. I don't want to hurt the city of Coleman. I don't want to hurt the residents, but I want Dodge City's fair share of the tax money. Thank you.
Our next question, what, in your opinion, are the priorities and responsibilities of the mayor of Dodge City?
The priorities are leading just a good local government, working with our council so that things come together. A priority for me is not treating this as a part-time job. It will be treated as a full-time job that will, it can only help Dodge City.
The job of the mayor, as I said, is to bring the items before the council and discuss them in a lengthy manner to make sure you're not making mistakes with the taxpayers' money. Myself personally, I'll be out there overseeing the work that's being done. I think that's a must. And see that we are getting the bang for the buck and just trying to pull everybody together. Get on the same page and make things happen for the betterment of all of us. Thank you.
What specific plans do you have to expand retail and industrial growth in the town of Dodge City?
I'm sorry. My plan is kind of, you may think it's far out there, but once you really go into really understanding it, you'll see that it will work. I want to update the road systems. I want to clean up this town. I want to make it all presentable. I've talked to several business owners, and they told me the same thing. You know, let's clean this town up. Let's make it presentable. You know, put some things up when you enter Dodge City. Welcome to Dodge City. You know, any phrase that the town would want would be great. But, you know, really make it pretty. Make it pretty, and don't look at it like you're wasting money when you're cleaning it up, because you're not. That's going to run business. And this is a wonderful town. It's located in a perfect spot, right off the interstate. We've got Stony Lonesome down here. It's a main artery to Jasper. This place could be if it was just prettied up. I know that sounds kind of corny, prettied up, but that's what it needs. It needs prettied up. It needs to cure up. Well, in time. Thank you.
What specific plans do you have to expand retail and industrial growth in the town of Dodge City?
Okay, we have plans to gather a planning committee together. We will work closely with the businesses, and we will actually get out, get on the interstate, and we're going to market Dodge City. We're not going to depend on them to come and look at us. We're going to go to them and make sure they see us. We're going to start working more closely with the Chamber of Commerce. We believe they can help market more than what we have in the past. Again, we are currently in the process of getting some letters up to go out to motels, different businesses, and we believe things along this line will fail. Thank you.
What specific skills or strengths do you bring to be mayor of this town?
I think my best skill is I'm a good listener. I found out that 90% of the problems can be solved with you, the residents, if I sit down and listen to you and show you I care. Skills, I think time is something I can give. I have been and will continue to be a full-time mayor. That means closing the park. That means picking up garbage on the side road, doing these 100 little jobs that we don't have the money to pay someone else to do. We have to rely on everything in-house.
The skills I bring to the job, I work my way up from nothing on the street service here in Dodge City. Nobody knows more like I do. And I've worked, started with a $25 chipper and worked and made it happen. I've worked for all the towns in Hogan County. I worked for the city of Colton. We clean the roadsides. I sit in on the meetings. I've been paid directly with grant money. I know how the grants work. I know how the FEMA program works. We've been paid by them. And I'll be out there working for the Dodge City because I care about this town. And I'll be there for the people. And as far as full-time mayor, I mean, that's what it's about. I understand it's a part-time job. And however you want to figure it, I'll be here in the town with people, and I'll be picking up garbage, as my opponent said, but it won't be 2 weeks before election time. It'll be every day of the week. There'll be somebody out here cleaning, and we do have the money to do this. We have hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm not saying spend all the money, keep $400,000 or $500,000 in reserve. You've got to have money. I have money in reserve myself. But that's not a waste of money. I want to take care of this town. I want it to be brought up to the statewide level. buses is not strutting when they have to get over on their side, like I've been told. The mirror is knocked off on this town, we respect it. That would be something we can all be proud of, every inch of this town, not just the 69 highway in front of the town hall. I'm not going to forget anywhere anything else.
Mr. McDonald, with the referendum in the works to potentially legalize alcohol sales in Coleman County, what impact do you think legal sales would have on the town of Dodge City?
I guess if it was passed, I mean, of course, I'm sure we would get our share of the revenue. Most likely, a lot of it would go on cleanup. I'm sure of that, you know. But if it would be up to the people, whatever the people decide, I would back them 100%, whether it was for or against. But I would see that money didn't go in big shots' pockets, that it went on the town. And I'm not insinuating anything in Dodge City, by no means. But it would go to the town. It would just be laid around, took away the banks, and we're drawing 1% interest. It would be spent on the town. Thank you.
Of course, Dodge City's like every small town. We could use the money if it's legalized. But if it's legalized, the council and I will work on every ordinance possible so that your quality of life is maintained. You will not see a difference other than the sales in the stores.
Do you have an agenda for the next 4 years? And if so, what are the top 3 things on that agenda?
I do have an agenda for the next 4 years, excuse me. The first is business. We need more business in here. We have an agenda where we are doing the roads in Dodge City. We did 4 last year. We resurfaced 216 this year, 262 and 263 are on schedule for next year, and our red light. I will continue fighting, calling every day, trying to get these warrants filled so that we can get a red light and maintain safety on Highway 69. Thank you.
There again, not meaning to repeat myself, but my first agenda would be to clean up the silt on these roads and keep them clean, keep the debris cut back, so our buses, our garbage trucks can travel without getting the mirrors knocked off. And when we do buy a new car, not get it scraped up. I would change, as far as my agenda, it would change the council. I said and saw them accept a bid from a contractor several months ago. The contractor had no license whatsoever. All these council people are seasoned people. They've been in there for years, other than 2 of them. They know better than that. They put a man, accepted it, put the man out on the job, he completed the job. Thank God nobody was hurt. But if there had been an accident, Dodge City would have been on the hook. And then after they sued Dodge City, they would have come after the mayor and the council. That is not business like. It don't make sense to me. That's just not, that would change. People would have insurance. It would be presented before I handed out any work, regardless. And the red light would happen. If I had to go see the governor or whatever, I would make so much of a fuss. Because niceness is not, niceness is not getting it. Sometimes you have to be ugly. We've lost it in people. Thank you.
What do you believe is the most difficult challenge in governing a small town?
I'm not trying to run around in circles, but I run a business. I guess we rotate. I'm not saying we profit, excuse me, but we rotate as much money as Dodge City does. And I'm used to it. It's just a never-day thing with me. And, you know, as far as handling the money and taking care of the town, I mean, I don't really see any challenges short of just making sure everybody's on the same page and just working together and loving one another and all pulling together for the same cause. Thank you.
What do you believe is the most difficult challenge in governing a small town?
The residents, of course. We're a small town. We all know each other. And believe me, if I do something wrong, I'm held accountable, which is the way it should be. Income. We don't have Coleman's income, Goodhull's income, Hansel's income. We have to make do with one or two employees. We have to. Thank goodness for the sheriff's department. We use a lot of inmate help. And that's something we hope to continue. Thank you.
What plans do you have to attract business to Dodge City?
Okay, I touched on it a little bit. We are putting together a planning committee. We are going to get out and we are going to market Dodge City. We're not waiting for them to come to us. We're going to them. Whether it be letters, internet, whatever. We are going to get the name of Dodge City out there. Thank you.
Well, to market Dodge City, see, I see that completely different. Dodge City is a special town. It's located in a special place, as I've already stated. You beautify this town up. You hang some nice lamps out here where you go in and out of Dodge City. Get a committee, a planning, not a planning committee, but a beautification committee to take care of its residents that's interested. It don't cost anything to do that. Really pretty this town up, advertise the park more, put a little more into the park, and make this place what it can be, not what it has been. I mean, the people has done okay, but it's time to move on. It's time for new people. It's time for new ideals. It's time for this to be run in a business manner. And as I stated a while ago, taking chances on insurance, bringing people to work, like that contractors, that's devastating. I mean, that could just destroy this town. But I know that's not what the question was, but I'm so involved in that. I've seen it happen so many times. Let's just pretty this town up. And I think the businesses will come. Maybe Krispy Kreme, a small place like that would draw business from all over. People would drive from Fairfield to have a Krispy Kreme that you don't need in Dodge City. Thank you.
What are your thoughts on the state of the town's sewer system, and what role do you see the sewer system playing in the next 4 years?
My thoughts on the sewer system, we have one in place, and it is a workable system, but it has got its problems. When it does rain a lot, the sewer water on the lagoons does run out and run over into the creeks. And this has been stated several times. They're currently working on getting some pumps in, and we're trying to fill that on in, you know, on the next one. But the sewer system has got to be kept up. It's got to be cleaned around it. It's got to be kept, worked on. It can be stopped from running over into the creeks. I know it's not going to affect our water supply up here, but the poor souls down the road, I don't like to think about it. It's got to be addressed. It's not in the greatest shape in the world. It's been neglected somewhat, and that's not being harsh. It's just the truth. But I agree with the sewer system. It's a great investment, a good thing for Dodge City and small businesses, and it will bring more. Let's just keep it up. Let's maintain it. Thank you.
I beg to differ with Mr. McDonald. I am proud of our sewer system. It's not neglected. We have Southwestern Water Company. They send reports. They test the water every week. We have had some problems, but we have permits. By the time the water overflows into the creek, it is drinkable water. It is one of a very few drain systems in Alabama. That means there's no mechanical parts. Again, I have to disagree with Mr. McDonald. It's kept mowed and it's kept up to specs per what Southwestern Water requires and the state permits require us. Without that sewer system, there wouldn't be this. There wouldn't be an Iron Skillet, a Petro. There wouldn't be S&S or a Dollar General. There wouldn't be McDonald's. There wouldn't be a Shell. There wouldn't be a Jack's. So yes, that sewer system is very, very important. It's large enough to handle the future growth for several years.
Speaking of roles, what do you think, in your opinion, the Coleman Area Chamber of Commerce can do to help this town position itself better as a place to live and do business?
Well, first I'd like to thank the Chamber for what you do. You are a marketing tool, and if anything, we don't use you enough. We should put our empty businesses at the Chamber, say, hey, if you have businesses coming in needing, we have this spot to rent. We have this spot available. Other than just generally working with you to sell our businesses. And again, we should do more than that. Y'all are doing your part. Thank you.
I think you guys do a wonderful job. You really not recognized enough. But I don't see anything that y'all can do. Y'all do a great job. All I can say is just keep on keeping on what you're doing. It's wonderful.
What do you see as the greatest challenge facing Dodge City in the next 4 years?
There again, the challenge is going to be cleaning this town up, getting it up to state standards, getting it up to other towns. I mean, you can drive through and there's a lot of problems. I mean, you're not going to live life without problems. And so we'll just have to work through them. We do need to address the police problem down here. That's going to be a big hot spot. I'm a firm believer in. I spoke with big business owners. We've had several break-ins. That's got to change. We have got to get our deputy. We're trying to, they will call him our deputy. My tax dollars pays for him, so he's my deputy. He's down here. I want him here tonight. Business owners want him here tonight. The council and all seen that he needs to be here tonight because we do have other cops that control this area. But that's going to be a hot spot, and it'll have to be worked through, of course. Not just me as mayor, the council also. There's just many things to be addressed. As a family, we can all work it out because that's what we are. One big thing. Thank you.
What do you see as the greatest challenge facing Dodge City in the next 4 years?
The economy. Everybody needs more money. Dodge City needs more money. We helped with that situation by rescinding the property tax in Dodge City. That helps put more money in your pockets. But the town still needs money. We need the business growth. We need those taxes. Challenge with the deputy. Sheriff Rainey dictates. It's his contract, he dictates when the deputy's here. I've talked repeatedly with the sheriff. We want the deputy here when Lakeside Pharmacy closes, when Dr. Luca's office closes, when General Lawler and Jack's closes. We want that deputy here. We don't want somebody standing outside their business with a gun rolling in. Property loss against people loss, there's just no question. Thank you.
Yeah. If you were elected, where do you see this town in 4 years?
I see it growing steadily and slowly. We don't have thousands and thousands of dollars in the bank to spend. Our financial reports are there. Everybody's welcome to look at them every council meeting. We need to grow slow and steady as our finances will allow it. I'm hoping in 4 years to see a red light. I'm hoping to have seen the roads that we've scheduled fixed. And I'm hoping to see the mayor and people say, Tawana, you've done a good job. Thank you.
In 4 years, when I'm elected mayor, there'll be at least $100,000 left in the account. I'm not coming in here shooting all the bad guys in Dodge and knocking everything out and spending all the money. I'm saying we need to have that money in there. You'll see a different Dodge City. You'll see a clean, beautiful town that is well manicured. It'll be bush hogged. Everybody's mailbox will be weeded around like it should be. All the trash will be picked up. There will be at least one red light out here because I'll push for it. I mean, and I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to push for it. I've been told no a lot of times in my business, but you know, you keep on hammering, you keep on keeping on. You don't just play around with these people. There'll be a big change down here. Like I said, the school buses will be able to travel openly on their lanes and not knock the mirrors off the buses, as I've been told by a bus driver, a retired bus driver. There'll be a lot of things. There'll be a lot of beautification. There'll be a lot more little stores, unique stores, like I said, like a donut shop, that people will travel to come and visit you going eat. It'll be a happy town as it is now. It's a beautiful town. I love this place. If I didn't know it, how long business located here, I wouldn't live here. Just give me a chance. You'll find out. Thank you.
Why do you feel the citizens of Dodge City should elect you as mayor?
Well, it's certainly not because I'm prettier than our current mayor. I've been in business for many years. I have a wonderful family down here. I've raised 3 wonderful children, my wife and I have. They all work. I don't pay them. They're self-efficient. I do what I say I'll do, and I know how to work with people. I know people in very, very, very high places. And I know people in a lot of lower places, but I can work with people without arguing. I mean, I can work things out. I can handle business. I mean, I can handle the money. I know about insurance. I know what you can and can't do, as Dodge City has done, and I don't know how many times they have. You cannot take chances because you can be sued, you can be hung, the town can be lost. And the mayor can be sued personally, and the council, and as long as they've been in there, they should know this. But it's just going to be what it's going to be. All I can tell you is that I'll do the very best that I can. My phone number will be posted. You can call me anytime day or night as it is now. I love everybody and I want us to love one another regardless of how this turns out. Thank you.
I feel like the people of Dodge City not only should but will vote for me because they see me out working day and night. They know I'm not just someone who sits in that office drawing not a small salary. I'm there day in, day out. I'm working in park, I'm working in roads, I'm in meetings, I'm writing grants, I'm doing anything I can to better Dodge.